welcome to this yoga video for our backs. I'm Lisa and you're joining me at Yoga for Seniors with Lisa. I'm 68 years old. I've been practicing yoga for over 20 years and teaching yoga for over 20 years. So hopefully you'll find yourself comfortable and in good hands. We're going to start by sitting on this chair. The chair has no arms. It's just kind of one of those non-fancy chairs. And I like to sit at the edge of the chair because if we sit back and the hips go back, we tend to slouch, and that's not what we want. So we're going to sit up like this. And then the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of breath work. I always like to do breath work to calm the mind, open the heart, and set an intention for the practice that we're about to do, which is healing the back, preventing back problems, that kind of thing. And so sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and you can keep your hands wherever they're comfortable, on your lap, across your chest, in prayer position, whatever feels good to you. And then first take a nice deep exhale. And on your inhale, you're going to release the low belly a little bit and then expand the ribs and then expand the upper chest until that breath comes all the way up towards the neck and collarbones and even beyond. Nice big breath. And then as you exhale, relax your shoulders and allow yourself to feel the peace and calm that comes with shutting the outside world out for a little while. And another breath in, into the low belly, into the ribs, and into the upper chest, nice and slowly. And feel your inner body expanding and your heart opening. Nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, release any stress or tension that's in your mind or body right now. Let it go. You're focusing right now on you and this time with your body. And on this last inhale, bring in the idea of healing your back, preventing back issues, strengthening your back on the chair. And then as you exhale, say, "It is done. It is done. I'm doing this work." So just a short little breath exercise. We're going to come back to our natural breath now. I like to end my breath work with bringing the hands at the heart and then bowing to the hands and sealing that intention that I've just created. Then we lower the hands, we bring the gaze back up and open the eyes. And the very first thing we're going to do is some shoulder rolls. So just take your left shoulder or your right shoulder, it doesn't really matter which one, and roll it up and back, up and back. And then do that opposite, so just turn it the other way. And we're going to do the other side. So for me, maybe I'm doing my left shoulder, could be your right. And it doesn't matter which one you do first. And then reverse that. I do have a little issue in my shoulder. I'm not very concerned about it, but I'm curious about it. I'm like, where did that come from? So I'm feeling this weirdness in there. All right, so let's do both shoulders at the same time. So inhale, lift the shoulders up, and as you exhale, start to roll them down the back. You could feel the shoulder blades kind of sliding down the back a little bit. And inhale again, lengthening your side body. So I want you to notice that when your shoulders come up towards your ears, your side body gets longer. So lift and lengthen, and then exhale, and sort of, you can let it contract again. What we don't want is compression. We want length. So inhale, lengthen, notice your side body getting long, your whole torso, and then as you exhale, roll it back. And then take a few the opposite direction. And it's just always good to have this awareness of, what your spine is doing at any given time. All right, so enough of the shoulder rolls. We're going to do what I call seated cat-cows, and we're going to start with, I keep forgetting to say this. You do need a strap for this session, and you could also you could improvise using your hands if you want to, but I also like to use the blocks for this, and that will be coming in the future of this video. So We're going to do seated cat-cows. We're going to take the hands, interlace the fingers, push the palms away from you, and then round your back. This would be cat stretch right here, round the back. You could take your chin down. And as you inhale, come on up and just press your hands towards the sky. It could be gentle. You don't have to like push hard or anything, but we're looking for a little bit of straight arms here if you can do that. On your exhale, you're going to release the hands down to your side. And as you inhale, you're going to lift the shoulders up, feel the lengthening of that spine again, and then take the arms out to cactus arms and open the heart here. And this, a little squeeze in the shoulder blades in the back is always good. And then we'll repeat. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, round the back, and inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, feel the side body getting long. And then as you exhale, relax the shoulders down, open the heart, and then do this, lift the elbows forward. Feel how that strengthens the back. You can feel the work in the back when you do this. And then repeat one more time. Interlace the fingers, push the palms away, coming into cat stretch. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, shoulders up. Exhale, and this is cow pose actually. As you're in this back bend and opening the heart, you're also doing the opposite of cat, which is cow. And we're going to come back to the center and release. Then this is where the blocks are going to come in handy. Now you don't have to use the blocks, but if you're older like me, you might want to use them. And you'll just take your feet, and put them up on the block, making sure that they're not too far in front of you and not too far back. I know, it's really hard to like get them super even with your feet, so. All right, so the feet are on the blocks. That raises the floor up to you, making it just a little bit easier to do this next thing that we're gonna do. We call this shins in, thighs out. And what we're gonna do is start with the hands right here on the knees first. And I want you just to feel the hands push the knees in a little bit. And then also feel your sit bones in the chair, and think about your hips going backwards. And it's a very subtle thing, but if you could push your hips backwards just a little bit, that would be good. And then draw the belly and the rib cage in. Shoulder blades are up and back, and you're just gonna press in a little bit with the hands. And we're gonna lower the hands if you're able to. If you're in fact, if you can't even go this far, it's okay to just press like up here in the middle thigh. But we're gonna work our way down to just below the knee on the sides of the shins. And we're gonna press the shins in with the hands, and then we're gonna push the thighs away from each other, which sounds really kind of strange, but that's the action. And then keep the belly in and the ribs in and shoulders back. So you should have a long spine here. And this creates a little bit of opening in the sacroiliac joint and provides relief for low back pain. In the beginning, when you're suffering from back pain, it's hard to do these things because, you know, you're working through your pain, but trust me, this stuff is really good. I also recommend using ice and heat whenever you can if you're struggling with back pain. All right, so that was shins in, thighs out using the blocks. We don't need the blocks anymore, so we could just sort of kick them aside. And then what we're gonna do now is just a very simple twist. So we're gonna keep one hand on the inside of let's call it your left knee, and we'll take the right hand on the chair, just the low part of the chair. And as you inhale, I want you to sit up nice and tall, and then exhale and twist to your right. That's what I call an open twist. And then inhale, lengthen your spine again, and exhale, come back to center. We're just gonna switch sides. So this hand will come on the inside, this hand will go on the chair. And as you inhale, again, long spine. That's this lifting your shoulders up and back. And then twisting to the other side and keeping your belly and your ribs strong. Your core needs to be strong and get strengthened. And we'll find other ways to do that too. Inhale, come up nice and tall. Exhale and release. So now we're gonna do a little bit of a deeper twist. And by the way, your spine loves this stuff. The spine loves to be twisted. It loves cat-cow. It loves all this stuff because it brings renewed energy back to that part of the anatomy. Now we're gonna take your knees to one side. You're still gonna sit kind of on the front edge of the chair, but your tush is gonna go back to the edge of the chair back here. And then this is a deeper twist, so if it's too much for you, you don't have to do it, of course. But if you can't, you're gonna grab the back of the chair with your right and left hand, so respectively on both sides of the chair. And so a little deeper twist here, the feet stay flat on the floor. They're sort of just parallel to one another. As you inhale, you lift up nice and tall, lift your shoulders up, take them back, and twist. So just a little deeper twist here. And I like to kind of repeat the movement. I come back a little bit, inhale, lift, exhale, and twist. And then again, inhale and lift, and exhale, and twist. All right, so then we'll inhale again, and we'll come back to the center, and then slowly, we're going to make our way to the other side. Sitting with your bottom back towards the edge of the chair and your legs straight forward, feet flat on the floor, parallel to each other, and you're gonna reach back and grab the outer side of the chair with one hand and the other side of the chair with the other hand. Then again, inhale, lift, and exhale and twist. And just repeat that action while you're on the chair like this. Inhale, lift, exhale, and twist. And one more time. Inhale, lift, shoulders up and back. Exhale, and twist. And then you'll take another breath in. And as you exhale, you'll come out of that pose and you'll bring your feet back to the front. We're gonna do what I don't really like doing side stretches when I'm on the chair. It just doesn't feel that good to me. So what I've decided is to help you get a really nice backside stretch. So right back here. So we're gonna take the arms up like this, and you're gonna grab hold of the opposite wrist. So for me, I've got my right hand on my left wrist, and then I'm gonna bend forward a little bit like this, and then pull my left ribs back. When I do this, I feel a really nice stretch in the back side of my body, which is another good place to stretch. And then inhale, come on up. Exhale, release that. We're gonna do that on the other side. So we'll inhale the arms up, grab hold of the wrist, and bend forward a little bit to the other side. So now I'm leaning to my left. My right back side is what I'm stretching now. And I just pull a little bit on the wrist and pull the ribs back. And inhale and come on up. And exhale and release. Now, one of the things that's really gonna help your low back is looser hamstrings. And it's not easy to do as a senior if you have not stretched your hamstrings before. And just so you know, if you're always tight and you have never been able to touch the floor with your hands, that's probably a combination of two things. One is genetics and the other is maybe you haven't really practiced doing that on a regular basis. And I can tell you that genetically, I am not built to touch the floor with my hands. My legs are tight, naturally. My daughter, however, can touch the floor no problem, both palms on the floor, her hamstrings are very open, and she has the opposite problem where she has to focus a little bit more on structure and muscular energy. But if you take your strap, now this is where the blocks may come in handy for you if you need them to give a little lift to your feet. But what I would like to do is take the strap around the foot like this, and you might not be able to come up very far. This might be challenging for you, right? So you're just gonna work on this a little bit, and depending on how flexible you are, you can start to lift that leg up and maybe pump it a little bit, very gently, and then perhaps you could hold it straight, engage the muscles of the leg. And I'll just be honest, I'm having a little cramp here, so you got to move around sometimes to fix that. But then I am feeling it right back here. So the more we do that, the looser the hamstrings get, the better it is for the low back. They're connected. And then the other side, okay, same thing. So just go up as high as you can. Try to keep your spine nice and tall. That's the whole point, is you want to keep your spine super healthy and straight and strong while you stretch this. And so you may only go a little bit with that stretch, and that's okay. Wherever you are, meet yourself there. And I will meet you there. All right, and then you can, when you're done with that stretch, you can let that go. And the last thing I want to say is that I'm just going to turn to the side a little bit to show you that the natural curve of the spine, right here, I do have a shirt on under this, it's a yoga shirt. So there is a natural curve here, it's called the lumbar spine, so that's always going to be there, right? But then sometimes we can dump too much into the front body, so the goal is to keep the hips back, but then draw the belly and the ribs in so that the core is supporting the back. And the shoulders are going to be up, the shoulders are going to be back. And the heart is going to lift. And the more your heart lifts, the more it opens. So consider working on, sit bones down or standing. If you're standing, you're rooted into the ground, and then you have this curve in your back, but then you're going to pull the belly in and the ribs in. Keep that as your shoulders come up and back. And there you go. You have a really nice, healthy spine. So I hope you practice that. Let me know if you have any questions. Please leave a comment if this is helpful to you, or if you're finding it a struggle. I'd really like to know. Thanks again for joining me. Namaste.